Cavazos ECE 3313. In this video, we're going to show you the commute from Medical Center to downtown San Antonio. We are on our way to Milam Park, which is located in 500 Commerce Street. The commute from Medical Center to downtown San Antonio is about 18 to 25 minutes depending on traffic. Right now, we are in 410, taking I-10. Once in I-10, we're going to exit Santa Rosa Street. We are on West Houston Street and we're going to go around the park. There is a hospital, also a bank, and Market Square. And now we're turning left onto UTSA.
In the 1840s, the area of today's Milam Park was largely undeveloped, west of the city center but easily reached on foot and by train. In 1848, the city council dedicated 8 acres to build a public cemetery in 1848. The remains of Ben Milam, young man killed while defending San Antonio against the Mexican army in 1835, were moved to the new cemetery from their first burial place. The cemetery soon became too small for the growing city, and by the early 1850s, most burials were moved to new cemeteries east and west of town. Ben Milam remained behind, and by the 1880s, citizens asked City Council to fence and improve the open area. When a local train driver offered to move Ben Milam's remains to the new cemetery without charge, in 1883, the City Council declined. The members voted instead to create a park named in Milam's honor on the old site. As the city grew, Milam Park was redeveloped in the early 1970s as a park used for passive purposes as a part of a major redevelopment that included Market Square. The park was renovated to include game tables where senior citizens could play dominoes and checkers, a children's playground, and new benches and trees. The park also counts with a gazebo centerpiece of the park, the Jalisco Pavilion. The gazebo is a 26-foot copper dome designed by Jalisco architect Salvador de Alba Martín.
Parque Milán está lleno de una historia cultural. Por ejemplo, tienen un kiosco que está decorado con unas bancas. Las bancas son bellísimas porque tienen las señas de la cultura mexicana, de la cultura española y de la cultura tejana. Todo esto puede servir a los niños para que aprendan a apreciar las diferentes maneras de ser de la gente, la manera de pensar. Y esto puede hacer que su imaginación, cuando jueguen, traiga a construir nuevos factores, traiga a explorar nuevas ideas y al mismo tiempo tal vez les interese conocer otras culturas de la otra parte del mundo. Por eso creo que es muy importante que los padres tomen unos minutos, caminen alrededor y explicar un poquito de lo que ahí sucedía en el pasado. Por ejemplo, esto se menciona en el libro en la página 62 que se llama Cultural and Linguistic Context for Symbolic Play.
Notó que el parque está muy grande, el playground está grande para que los niños vengan con sus padres y vengan a jugar. Y esto no es necesario porque no hay una fuente de agua, no hay para que los niños puedan tomar agua, porque si se hidratan no es bueno para ellos, les puede hacer daño con el sol. Nuestro equipo también notó que no hay unas sombras para que los niños puedan jugar a gusto sin que el sol les moleste. También notamos que no hay muchos árboles para que les dé más sombra a los niños y no les afecte el sol, porque a los niños les puede salir cáncer del sol por tanto sol que están ahí, porque se están corriendo. O sea, están en movimiento en todo momento y no hay demasiado sombra para que ellos puedan jugar a gusto sin que el sol les moleste. Esto les puede afectar en el futuro.
There was another aspect to the playground, and these were more for math purposes. So they were half circles that were sticking out of the playground walls, and the children could spin it, and based on what they'd spin, they could create their own math problems. So it would be 9 minus 5. The child could spin equals and then find what it equaled. We thought that was a very interesting aspect to the playground. Another thing we saw were these half circles sticking out of the playground walls. The kids could go up to them and spin them. On them were letters, so they could create words like map, hat, anything to create 3-letter words.
As for the safety of the park, it is safe within the playground, but the setting of the park itself is not ideally safe. What I mean by this is that the playground has a couple of safety measures. For example, it is on mulch that is 1 foot deep into the ground. This will most likely prevent the child from getting hurt if he or she falls. The playground also provides a large soft area for organized games. The surroundings were free of any litter and there was no electrical hazards nearby. The playground equipment was also in a good condition and safe for the child to use. Swings and slides were constructed with soft materials rather than metal. There was also no openings that can entrap a child's head. Although the playground did have a lot of positive safety measures, there was a lot of safety hazards within the area. For example, there was no fence or gate to provide security for young children around the playground. And most importantly, the park was in an open area. There was traffic on all 4 sides of the park, making it extremely unsafe for not just children, but pets and pedestrians as well.
Al caminar por el parque, nuestro equipo se dio cuenta que había una pequeña área muy privada que estaba llena de arbustos y de alguna manera se sentía muy cómoda y muy fresca. Aunque estaba un poco alejada de las resbaladillas, no lo suficiente. Solo los niños de alguna manera estaban conectados entre sí. Creemos que esto hace muy bien a la mención de la página 69 que se llama Playing in Children with Special Needs. Creemos que este lugar era ideal para niños que sufren con problemas emocionales y que tienen una fobia social. Como es pequeña el área y solo pueden jugar 2 o 3 niños con la arena, es perfecto para que estos niños se acostumbren a interactuar con grupos pequeños, pero al mismo tiempo están conectados con el grupo grande al escuchar sus voces y al escuchar sus gritos, y también al voltear pueden ver cómo juegan.
There was a small music area. It had 2 plastic drums, different sizes, one big, one small, and each one made a different sound. There were also music notes that when you flicked them would hit half spheres, and based on the note they would make a different sound. And in that same area too, there were other objects that made maraca sounds. So those 3 little instruments were there for students or kids to make their own music.
This is one of the tables where you can either play chess or checkers. We played neither. How about we take a ride on the slide? This reminds me of what the inside of a clock would look like. As you can tell, we had fun. Overall, the park had a good amount of features that were interactive for young children, like the one you're looking at right now. It had a bridge that was fun to play with. It had stairs, slides, and tic-tac-toe games, as well as music. We still thought that it was missing a few more things that were actually pretty important. It had a balance beam or a seesaw that could help children with balance skills. But it was missing important things like restrooms, water fountains, and maybe a gate. We ended up giving it a score of 175 points.